You have questions? This curl dresser has answers. Today's video is a Q&A. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hello, my curlies. Erica here from Coils and Curls. Welcome back to another Frizz-Free Friday. I have had a lot of questions over the last year that I answered to the curly who wrote it. But then I thought to myself, what about the rest of my subscribers? Maybe they have the same questions. So I decided to grab the questions that I thought might be helpful in answering for the rest of you. Because hey, you never know. Claudia had asked, what wording do you look for if your current shampoo and conditioner is for color? Where would it say if they're moisturizing or bond building? The answer is normally with things like moisturizing, hydrating, bond building, protein reconstructing, they will normally say this on the front of the packaging because that's the big pull. For color treated hair, it would be normally sulfate free, SLS free, phthalate free. These are some of the buzzwords, the keywords to look for. Remember, there are a lot of descriptive words for hydrating, moisturizing, emollient. Those are three words that you might see associated with hydrating. As far as bond building, it will say bond building because there is no other buzzword that I'm aware of. And other words for protein is nourishing, reconstructing. So those will be the keywords to look for on the fronts of the packaging. Next, we have Jennifer's question, which is how much protein does mature hair that is henna treated need? No lightener or hair dye, just natural hair coated with a henna treatment. My hair is medium porosity and 3B curl pattern for a reference. The answer is henna is the most conditioning natural treatment out there. I mean, let's face it, ancient Egyptian women swore by it and used it. It can't be that bad. No damage is created when you're using henna. So the amount of protein for natural hair that's 3B with a henna treatment, your protein would probably be every 4 weeks. But again, you have to gauge your curls. Your curls are different than Jennifer's curls, than my curls, and everyone has that different need. Next, we have Nancy's question, and she asked, what hair color do I use? I use Chi Ionic, which is a more natural hair color than some. Inner Sense Organic Beauty just came out with a new hair color line, and I am really excited to try this. So I'll have to get in touch with the company and see what I can order. Just get a couple of pieces of color and check it out for you. Next, we have Parks BP Knit. They asked, do you sleep with a scarf or some type of covering at night? I guess I'm a hard sleeper and my hair has to be completely wet down again in order to make it not look like a rat's nest. Very fine curly hair. At 67, it is not even slightly thick. Great video. Had to add that in. The answer is no. I do not sleep with a scarf. I do not sleep with a bonnet. I find it very uncomfortable. And because I still get some night sweats, even though I'm postmenopausal, I still perspire, and that would make me very hot. And also, I don't like the sound. I move a lot. So if I'm having something crunch against my ear, it's going to wake me up. Next question is from Dog and Cat Mom 51. Her question is, are you still using Diva Curl products? I'm wondering how the new Curl Heights cream is. Well, Dog and Cat Mom 51, no, I haven't used Diva in about 1.5 years, almost 2 years now. When I was working for a beauty supply store, I swore by Diva. I became Diva certified. I was really up on the line. What happened was that I always went by the Environmental Working Group website because they keep track of the chemicals in products and they give it that rating. Diva went from being 2s and went up to like 6s. I thought, no, 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 no. There are more natural products out there. And that was when I started to bring you the more natural products. Next question is from Norma Major 9125, and she asked, have you tried Evada Nutriplenish? I love it. Well, Norma, no, I haven't. I have not used it in probably 15 or more years, closer to 20 maybe. I did try a few pieces when I worked in the beauty supply store back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Honestly, for its price point, I wasn't thrilled. The next question is from Ellen, and she was asking about the Sistico nail systems. She said, this looks like an interesting nail system. I'd be interested to know how long the manicure lasts. If it's more than a week, I would definitely try it. Thanks for always being our guinea pig. Well, Ellen, you're very welcome for me being the guinea pig for the group. Now, for the answer is I can get 4 weeks in the winter because my nails grow more slowly. But in the summer, I have to redo them every 3 weeks because they grow so quickly, I get a really bad gap in between the polish and my cuticle. So this manicure I just did Saturday or Sunday, and I already messed it up while I was working. Oops. I love the line, and no, I'm not an affiliate for them, but I would definitely recommend this. Like everything else, there is a learning curve. So, like me, I messed up and didn't clean the wells out. It was late and I wasn't thinking, and so then I ended up with some excess on the skin. But if you make sure that you go in and clean out the wells with an orange wood stick, you don't have that problem. I need to take a sip. Well, it wouldn't be me if I didn't have a cocktail. Needs more vodka. The next question is from Sandra. Sandra said, hi, I enjoyed your review of I Create Memory. Would you recommend mixing I Create Volume with it? My answer is absolutely, because everything in Inner Sense is mixable, cocktailable, and layerable. You will have to play with the combinations, but the possibilities are endless when it comes to Inner Sense. Our next question is from Karen. Karen says, the real challenge comes from knowing how much of a given product to use. I know that I need lighter weight products, but I don't always get the right amount, and thus, meh results. I love the meh. It's very cute. My answer, I hear you, Karen, and I can hear the rest of my curlies in our community going, oh my God, yes, that's me. The best way to tackle the different combinations and knowing how much of a certain product to use is measure. Even curl dressers go through this, either when we're using a new product or you're working on a client, you don't always know how much their hair needs. That's why I always tell clients, you will always style your hair better than I can because you get to play with the combinations, you get to play with the amounts. I go in blind pretty much. And that's whenever you're using a new product, you're going in blind. Honestly, get a measuring spoon. Start with the teaspoon. Start with a half a teaspoon. See what works for you and don't change everything all at once. You want to change one thing at a time so that you kind of get a handle on it. Keep notes. This way you know how much you used of a certain product, and then note what it was that you liked or didn't like, and then try to figure out, well, do you need more of that product or maybe less of it? So I hope that helps for anyone out there who is questioning meh results from products that they're trying. Next, we actually have a repeat person. It's Dog and Cat's Mom 51. So she said, have you tried Henna products? I would love to see you review them. You might like them, and they sell 2-ounce samples of their products with free shipping. They are a very nice brand. Well, thank you for that, because yesterday I went on and I ordered the travel size 2-ounce of a lot of the Henna products. I also got, I think it was a 15% discount because I signed up for the website. And that should be here in a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that video because that is coming. Our next question comes from Tracy Storm. She asked, number 1, how to make my waves and curls last longer. She has a silk pillowcase, a silk bonnet, and silk scrunchies. So it might be a gel issue. 2, she asked how to get more volume. And 3, when to use a deep conditioner with protein and when to use one with no protein. You would want to use a stronger hold gel to help set those waves and curls. Sometimes if you're not using something with enough hold, you will see them start to lose their curl through the day. So that should help them last longer. Unless, of course, it is an issue that you either haven't done enough moisture deep conditioning or you haven't done enough protein deep conditioning. Now, that is the age-old question, how much protein versus how much moisture, and how do I know how much to use? Lucky for everyone, I did a video on that, all about how much protein do we need. I will put that link down below in the descriptions under the video, and I will also stick a link right up here. It'll pop out, and you can click on that. Just make sure to come back and watch the rest of this video. As far as the volume goes, there are a lot of lines that are meant for curlies and will give you volume. So you want to try to use products for curls and volume so that you're not weighing down. Moisture is huge for curls. One of my famous phrases is, curly hair is dry hair. No ifs, ands, or buts, full stop. Curly hair is dry hair. If you color, if you chemically treat it, then it needs even more. Sometimes you can get away with volume products that aren't meant for curly hair, but you want to make sure that you're putting moisture into the hair so that your hair isn't looking for moisture in the air and frizzing. Wow, I got more questions than I thought. Next question is from Planner Girl, and she asks, do all curlies need a dry curly cut? My salon is very good, but they cut the hair wet. I also find I end up going in for a cut and color with no product ready for the dye, and so they don't see it how I would style it. Well, it depends. Not the greatest answer, right? It depends on your curls because, I mean, our hair can be cut wet. It's not against the curly law. It's just that you really don't see what the curls do when they're hydrated, because when they're dry and have nothing in them, they're totally different than when there's hydration. You honestly don't know how much that hair is going to shrink. You can guess, but you got to be good at what you do if you're going to guess. I have cut my hair dry for, geez, oh my goodness. Oh, this is so scary. 30 years. Holy frig. Okay. Well, that was a reality check. Cheers for 3 decades, my curlies. Cheers. My goodness. Now, all curls are anywhere from 2 to 8 inches longer when they're wet. That's why I prefer cutting curls dry. This way you don't cut it too short, and then you don't look like you are the poodle who stuck its finger in the light socket. Meow. Or a cat in the light socket. If they go back in when you're dry and do some touch-ups, that's better. So as long as the haircut works for you and your curls are not all in disarray in length, then if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now this next one is a long one. It is from Deep Thought 42. I'll be sharing with others in my local Australian curly groups whenever I'm interacting with them. However, I would like to know if you point out when any products you mention aren't Curly Girl Method CGM friendly. That's because some groups only stick to the Curly Girl Method and don't want you mentioning anything not CGM friendly. It won't matter for groups that are more flexible. I never focused on the Curly Girl Method. Even though I'm Diva certified, even though I knew the products inside and out, honestly, I never thought to point it out because I never paid attention for myself. So knowing that this is important for a lot of curlies, I will do better in pointing out which products are Curly Girl approved and which ones are not. Then she added this, which made me feel really good, which is why I'm closing out this video on a high note. She said, yours will be a great channel to share as most social media curlies are quite young. So someone older with experience of the effects of age on hair, like thinning, is a great addition to the list of curly creators people follow. You're of similar age to me and have thinning and growth hair loss issues, not just due to age, but to medical issues and medications affecting hair. So it's great to see someone who talks about hair loss with age, etc., as the younger curly creators don't. They may mention hair loss events, but always assume it's for those who are still fairly young, so they don't address it fully like you. Thank you for your content. I hope your channel builds in views and subscribers so that more curlies will benefit from your advice in the future as the algorithm starts to recommend you more and more widely to reach as many as possible. Thank you very much, Deep Thought. I really do appreciate that. That made my week. Well, you know what that means. I'm ending it on that high note. If any of you have any questions that you want answered, stick them in the comments down below or reach out to me on social media and ask your question. I may do a complete video on your question, or I'll answer it in a Q&A video like this. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up down below, thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and share me. Share me, share me, share me. If you haven't been to my website yet, you need to go check that out. www.curldresser.com. I will see you next week for another Frizz-Free Friday. Ciao for now. Okay. The girl with the curl in the middle of her forehead. It's been a long day. I've been up since 3 a.m. My eyes are bleary. So what happens is that once it's hydrated, we know what my curls look like with nothing in them, and we know what they look like. This is Newman's Own lemonade and vodka. A refreshing summertime drink. Starts to recommend you more and more widely. My answer, abso-fucking-lutely. What the fuck did that have to do with anything? Okay, hit that thumbs up in this. What else? That's it. That's it.